All right, well, I just can't seem to give up on this deer. He's been haunting my dreams ever since I found that big giant side. And you know, you start picking apart the properties where this deer could go in and around, and I've tried to figure out what he does when he does a big giant loop, because I think that's what a lot of these big bucks do. They do a big loop at night. Well, I'm on one of the far portions of that loop. There was one piece of property that I hadn't checked, so I was able to gain access and permission to come out here and look for this deer. And sure enough, it's a great little spot. It's a great little wintering area. There are some definite signs of deer in here and some bucks. Cruising it. So I was cruising this little island, and I just found my first side. Oh, here it is. Real nice deer. It's a 5-point. It's definitely old, but I've only been here a few minutes and I picked up a side, so I feel like I'm still on the prowl. But check this one out. Really nice 5-point side. So anyway, this is exciting. Still after the big one and everything in between. Got a side, been here 10 minutes. We're gonna keep searching. Maybe we'll find some other ones. This is actually, so here's what's crazy. This is actually to the buck I found the other day. He went back to a big 4-point. I'm almost 100% positive this is him, just judging from the beam. So this is so cool. Anyway, gotta love shed hunting. We're out, we're after them, we're on the prowl. Let's go. Oh my gosh, I cannot believe it. I'm coming around the corner. I'm looking at there's a little fence jump right here. Little fence jump. I'm like, I better go over here and check this out and see what's going on. And there it is. Oh, look at that. Oh, 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 oh my God. Oh my gosh, I got two sides. Two. I think this is the magnet. Oh, it's got to be the big one. It's got to be the big one. Look at this. Oh my gosh, my heart is pounding. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I got to take a second here. I got to snap a picture of this. This is so cool. Oh, it does not get any better than that. I literally walked into a property. I've been here 10 minutes. It's one of those properties that's super untouched. The homeowner actually had a hard time giving me permission just to walk it. I told him I was looking for this deer specifically. Anything else I find, I'll bring it back and give it to him. I don't know what to say. I've never been so just right on a deer, and it's such a crazy deer living out in the middle of this swamp. He lives out there. There's a swamp a mile away. He makes a line. He goes all the way around. He walks through public and he's coming back here. It's the only way for him to go back. He's making these huge loops and obviously spending some time back here. I hope this is fresh. It's got to be fresh. All right, let's pick it up. Oh, it's old. It's old. It's last year. It's not even his fresh side. Oh my gosh, it's his old side. Oh, so I've got 2 years ago. I got last year. I got one this year. And then here we go. This is definitely not him, but he's a stellar buck. Look at that. Oh my gosh, it's old too. I cannot believe I just found this match and it's old. I mean, as far as size, it's gonna be about the same, but look at the junk. Matching flyers, big heavy base, big heavy mass. He's got a long 3 on this side. Oh my gosh, yes! I've been here 10 minutes. So this is probably only like 30 acres. I gotta keep walking. All right, look at that. Stacking them up. Got the big boy. All right, we're gonna keep going. We got a fresh side. That's good. That means he might be running with some other ones. We got a lot of searching to do. Let's go! I can't stop grinning today. As a shed hunter, these are the days you dream about. Got permission to walk a piece of property, and it's absolutely loaded with sheds. I found another one, and it's huge, and I don't know if it's him. I don't think it is, but check this out. It's a giant 3-point, which is actually the side to the big dead buck I found. I called him the V6. He used to cross the road in front of me all the time. There he is. Got to get a picture of this one too. Oh my gosh, these are the days you dream of. You know, we put in so many miles shed hunting, combing properties. Every once in a while you get lucky and you find something that nobody's ever been in. Hasn't been touched. The deer shed their antlers far enough away from people that nobody else is looking. These odd spots. This is an old pasture. I found 4 sides. I left the other ones over there because I've only been here for 20 minutes. Unbelievable. There he is. The buck we call V6. The V6 buck. So this deer crossed the road a few years back, and probably when he had this rack, a few years back right in front of me. And I always felt like that was a V, and then he was a 6. He's a 6 on the other, or 3 on the other side. So I named him V6, and I think this is the deer I found dead in the swamp. But unbelievable. So I'm having one of those days. It's just amazing. A lot of these sides are old, but it doesn't matter. It's helping me put this puzzle piece together. I really feel like I've located this buck's home range now. I've got a really good handle on where he's at. And what I was saying earlier is they do a big loop, especially at night. They go out and cover ground. So he's covering ground and making his way back to his home range bedding area. And as far as permission to hunt this deer, I have the one piece, but I think I'm a little out of the money. So I'm gonna go back to the other place where I found the original old side, ask them, and that's gonna be the ticket to getting on this deer. So it's gonna be an adventure. One way or another, we're gonna figure out a way to get on him. We're close, we know where he's at. That's all you need. Well, this is what a good afternoon of shed hunting looks like. Wound up picking up the V6 buck from probably 4 years ago. A year-old side to a nice 10. Fresh 4-point, probably a 3-year-old. Definitely be on the hit list for next year. But he's got that really big wide frame, cool looking buck. And last but not least, found the match to the big boy. So this shed is actually 1 year old. So we kind of started in reverse with this deer. We found the fresh side. I found a 2-year-old side. Tyler picked up that match. Now I went ahead and found last year's. So we really have a good idea where this buck's living. Like I said, I figured out the loop that he's doing just kind of based on the sheds, honestly. I've never actually seen this deer in person, but I know people that have. And judging from what they've said, the way he's been heading and the direction that he heads, I've basically backtracked him to his home, which is a giant swamp out in the middle of a bunch of ag fields. He's probably living in about 700 acres, and bedding in probably 20 out in the middle of it, which is just absolutely insane. It's just so cool to see these big deer living out in the middle of the wide open, places where they don't get messed with by humans. And obviously he's got awesome genetics. I mean, this is probably close to the 80s as far as score. So this deer is potentially, with his drop tine, close to 190. So as far as my #1 target for next year, it's going to be him. Let's hope he makes it through the summer. The journey on, or from here on out, the plan is to try to get permission to hunt a couple other spots in and along the way, right on the outskirts of where that bedding is. But can't believe I found him. Like I said earlier, I wish I could not give up on this deer. It was just every day, all day. That's all I could think about was this guy, and sure enough, just found another side to him, which is just absolutely awesome. So my set's going to look somewhat complete. I'm sure the other side to this year looks very similar to this. He's got the same matching flyer. He does not have the drop tine, but he's still got the mass and the tine length. So, and he's even got a broken point here. But what an absolute awesome find. And this is basically just what shed hunting's all about. This is what I dream of. This is why I shed hunt so hard this time of the year. It's really just to find new deer and find a new chase. And I love the whole process, whether it's finding the shed, asking for permission, and then obviously bow hunting, and then bringing my son along with me too for the ride. He's really enjoying this whole process as well. He's got the bug, which is fun, and it's something that I've had my whole life, and I'm never going to get rid of it. I've tried to quit and I can't, but like I said, I'm just super happy. But probably put the chapter to rest for a little while on this guy and focus more on the hunting property. From here I've got to go look for another couple target bucks that I've had my eyes on. But it's always fun to find a new one and start a new adventure. And there he is.